Your spot right here too, huh?
No, you're fine.
Alright guys, so we're about to start real quick. Y'all are in UGS 303. You can pick up the extra credit forms on either corner. And now let's give it up to Mamadou.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you? How are y'all doing?
Classic.
Great. Good.
Are you ready for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Ready to get fat.
First, I want to thank you all for coming. I know you guys have a very busy schedule, but I hope you guys are gonna take a lot from this presentation. My name is Mamadou Balde. I'm a chemical engineer, freshman here. I'm originally from Guinea, a country in West Africa, right here. It's that country right here. That's where I'm from. And my parents still live there. I came here 4 years ago, right when I was 12, as an independent student. My uncle took me in and put me in a school called Oden High School in Beaumont, Texas, before I came here at UT. A month ago, I had an idea that I could be a motivational speaker, that God has given me the ability to motivate people to their full potential. So I acted right on it. And with the mentorship of Dr. Moore and the support of many others, I found myself here standing in front of all of you today, doing something I really love to do. I'm here to motivate you. The first thing I want to talk about is courage. I have a presentation for you all. It's called 5 Things That Anyone Needs to Succeed. The first thing I want to talk to you all about is courage. Courage is being scared to death and signing up anyway. Anyone in here has did something that took courage before? Who's willing? Anyone willing to share?
Leave home.
Okay, what do you have?
I'm from Dallas, and like being Hispanic, like in the Hispanic culture, family is like a big thing. And whenever I'm over here, every day my mom's trying to call me because she misses me. Yeah.
I know that feeling. Anyone else?
I guess changing my major from business to AFR took a lot of courage because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of backlash, and it's like, oh, it's a business school, you know?
Yeah. Well, I remember leaving Guinea when I was 12. I was a 12-year-old boy when I left Guinea. I remember my mother couldn't stop crying. My father was trying to hide his tears, telling me the most meaningful thing ever. He told me when I come here to make sure that whatever I do right now is important because that's what's going to define the kind of man I will become later in life. He told me to man up and make sure that I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do. And if I fail, to look up, get up, and never give up. I was afraid then, but I found in myself courage. Courage to face any obstacle that come through my way. I remember landing here in New York. When I came here in the United States, I landed in New York on a cold night. Everything looked big and intimidating. It was scary. But I remember getting off that plane and picking up my bag and thinking, trying to make myself believe that I was a man now, even though I was 12. Guys, when you want to do something in life, no matter how uncertain the outcome is, you have to try it. Don't be afraid to take that class. Don't be afraid to take that class because somebody told you that the teacher is hard, or not go to graduate school because of the course load. Just try it. You have to use the courage. You have to use courage to go through the fear that comes through your life. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be scary. But as Steve Jobs says, stay hungry and stay foolish. He dropped out of college without knowing what he's gonna do, with the only belief that he's gonna figure it out later. So you have to stay hungry, you have to stay foolish, no matter what happens. You have to have that courage. It's okay to be afraid, but you just have to keep having that courage to go through whatever goal you have in life. The next thing I want to talk about is perseverance. Do what has to be done, when it has to be done, as well as it can be done, and you have to do it that way all the time in order to get the success you want in life. Anyone in here has ever done something, have ever gone through an obstacle and overcome it through perseverance? Anyone willing to share a story?
There was one time I had a lab report due 6 hours before the due date, and I did not feel like doing it. And I had not started it, and it was bad. And I was this close to just not even doing it, but then I did it.
It's gonna be hard. Like, in life, you have to do some stuff that you don't want to do in order to get where you want to be. Thank you for sharing. Who else? Anyone want to share?
I mean, so I played soccer all my life, and then freshman year, got to high school, made it to like the JV varsity period, and proceeded to get hurt over and over and over again for just about 3 years, and then finally, rather than quitting, kind of stuck with it, and then by junior year, I got elected captain of varsity, and then got hurt again. Kept going in the
So
senior
you kept
year.
fighting, right?
Yeah.
You see, when you want something, you have to have that hunger. When you really want something in life, no matter how bad it gets, you're going to have that hunger to always overcome it, to always want it. So I remember when I came here in the United States, I couldn't speak a word of English because I only spoke French in school in Guinea. So when I came here, I couldn't speak a word of English. It was horrible. I couldn't understand anything that was taught in class. Math was my favorite subject, but even that I could calculate the answer faster than anybody in my class, I couldn't communicate. It was just horrible. I remember one day in class, the teacher put a problem on the board, some math calculation. Everybody took out their calculators, and I just said, I saw the answer, it was 62, but I couldn't say the word. I started thinking, what's 6 again? I couldn't, it was horrible. I remember one day I was sitting in lunch, 2 girls came sat by me and asked me, do you have a girlfriend? I thought they said, do you have a friend that is a girl, right? So I said, no, only boyfriends. I didn't get, they started laughing, but I didn't understand why they was laughing until later. So I know I had to learn English as soon as possible. In order to do so, I spent a lot of time in the library, reading books from small book to big books, reading science. I started reading anything I see. I started memorizing the dictionary, which was a stupid idea because the dictionary was long. But I kept going. My uncle dropped me in the library and always said, read as many as you can. Whenever you get tired, go home. So I kept reading, I kept writing essays. I had this English teacher who saw how intense I was, so she decided to help me. Whenever I make a mistake on the essay, she say, start over. Sometimes it's kind of frustrating, and I ask him, why you have to make me start over and you don't make anybody else? It's because, then she tells me it's because I know how much you can do. And she kept pushing me. So I learned English in 6 months. When you want to do something in life, you have to go through it no matter how bad it gets. Next thing I want to talk about is sacrifice. To do what has never been done before, you have to be able to ignore what you want and do what you need. Anyone has ever ignored something they want to do what they need just because they want to get somewhere? Anyone has a story to share?
school, like, I really loved to play sports. Like, I did everything. Basketball, track, cheerleading, everything. But my senior year, I had to give up on sports so I could focus on my academics so I could graduate valedictorian, and I did.
That's good. Anyone else? When I came here, I started playing. I was invited to try out for the football team, a sport that I never played before or even watched. I have never seen a football before. When I came here, I was playing soccer when the coach came and asked me. I scored a beautiful goal in soccer. Then he came and asked me, do you want to be the kicker? I thought, oh, I can't kick, so he wanted me to be the kicker, but he was just trying to find the kicker for the freshman team. So I came, they put me in the freshman team, but I had never been a backup before. I always wanted to be, my mindset was this, whatever I do in life, I want to be great at it. So I wanted to be the first spot. I remember one day I came in the office, the head coach asked all the kickers, he said, who's going to be my kicker next year? I said, me, coach. But in his eyes, he couldn't believe it. He thought that since I was a freshman and I had 3 upperclassmen in front of me, I didn't have no chance. But I left the room that day believing more than anything that I was going to be his kicker. I didn't just believe, but I started working. I started grinding. I remember starting going to the weight room every day, lifting, trying to get stronger, going outside, running, trying to get faster. On the field, I kick 500 balls a day. If I miss one, I do push-ups. When I get tired of doing push-ups, I do sit-ups. When I get tired of doing sit-ups, I run. I got faster. And by the following season, instead of being the freshman kicker, I was number 2 in varsity. It was 2 of us. But the first kicker didn't know I was coming to get his spot. So after the first game, he was happy. He said, oh, I'm a senior, so this is my spot. The coach said, make sure you don't get hurt. Don't go play soccer and get hurt. But he went and played soccer and he messed up his ankle. I got a chance to start on the second game. Since then, you guys can guess. You never saw that spot again. I'm sure you never saw that spot again. I wanted it. When you want something, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. You have to be able to sacrifice going to that party, going to that game. You have to be able to sacrifice hanging out with your friends. Not look at Twitter or Instagram, all of that. When you really want to be successful, you have to use your hunger for success to go through fear. 2 years later, I became the captain of the football team. Because of my hard work, and the coach saw it and named me the captain of the football team. That was the only time a kicker has ever been a captain in the whole school. So I became the captain of the football team. And I was also the best kicker in the district at the moment. The coach convinced me to try out, to start training, to giving myself a chance to be recruited by everybody else, to start going to camps, right? So I started going to camps. I started training for camps. This was my schedule. I wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, go to school, work out from 5:30 to 7. After that, I go to class from 8 to 11, then come back in the field house, run from 11 to 12, then go back to class from 12 to 4, come back and practice kicking from 4 to 7. I was really hungry. I wanted it bad. And I go home every day from Monday to Friday. So from that, I was able to go to compete at a camp called Cold Kicking Competition. At that camp, I won the kicking field goal, the whole field goal competition, kicking a 60-yarder, 5 miles per hour. After that, I was invited to go compete at the national level, national competition in Chicago, Wisconsin, by Wisconsin. It was half expense paid, so I went and competed against the top kickers in the country. It was around 500 of them, and I was ranked 72. Guys, it's possible. It's possible. I never knew that I started playing football I never knew that I was going to play football. The coach asked me to play. I came in and I said, okay, since I'm doing this, I'm not going to invest my time for nothing. I want to be the best in it. So I kept practicing. I never knew I was going to be number 72 in the country. So when you want to do something in life, you have to just do everything. Be good at it. When you put your time in it, make sure you get something out of it, no matter what. That's everywhere. That's life, even here. If you want to get that A, go get it. If you want that internship, do anything to get it. Write that essay. It's going to be worth it. The fourth thing I want to talk about is diligence. Hard work without talent is a shame, but talent without hard work is a tragedy, by Robert Hull. I remember when I started studying SAT, I was good at it. I was good in math. I was good in math because that was a universal subject. But in reading, it was like I didn't even learn English yet. I used to sit in front of a computer and read the whole paper, and all I could say was, huh? Like, that's how bad it was. But I knew that in order to be in a better than average school, I have to get a better than average score. So I stopped worrying about how bad it was and started thinking how easy I can make it. So I started working on it. I started memorizing SAT words and keeping them on my wall. I started writing essays, reading books, because I really wanted. At the end, I had the second highest score in my whole school. That's work, guys. Like, I came as somebody who never spoke English, and at the end I finished second. It's just when you really want it, nobody can stop you. When you look at it in the beginning, it's kind of hard to see it, but if you start working, it's gonna get real every time. Real every time. You have to stay on that beast mode, as they say. The last thing I want to talk about is faith. The last thing I want to talk about is faith. Guys, the hardest obstacle in life, many of us have never seen it yet. And when it comes, guys, you won't be ready for it. It's gonna knock you out. But you need to remember this, that no matter how bad it gets, it's not here to stay, it is here to pass. No matter how bad it gets, it's gonna be okay. You have to just keep believing. You have to keep fighting. At the moment you won't see anything, it's gonna be dark. You won't be able to know what's happening. You think like it's over. But the next day, it get back. You just have to keep believing. Just have to keep believing. I remember during my senior year, after all my accomplishments, after I took the SAT, I became the best kicker in the district. After everything, I thought I was good. I thought I was the best student in my school. I felt like I owned the school. But I got hurt. I had a bruise on my knee during a football game. I couldn't tell my teammate that I was hurt. I was the captain of both my soccer team and my football team. They were looking up to me. They believed in me. I couldn't look at them in the eyes and tell them, your leader is hurt. So I had to keep fighting. The trainer told me that I could still play. So I finished the whole football season and the whole soccer season. It wasn't until during the track season that I felt the pain. It was after the TSU relays. I ran the TSU relays on a Saturday, and on Monday I had to go to the doctor. He told me that my bruise has healed, but something has took its place, something that was irritating my knee, something that I was born with. And if I wanted to play in the college level, I had to clean it as soon as possible. I had to have surgery. That was the darkest day of my life. Worst happened. I went home that day frustrated, and I got into an altercation with my aunt, with my uncle's wife. So when my uncle heard about that, he was really upset. So he told me that since I'm having an altercation with his wife anymore, he can't take care of me. That after that, he said to make sure that after I finish high school, after the graduation, that I won't come in his house, that he cannot take care of me anymore. When my father found out, he was very upset. He said he disowned me. I basically was homeless. I was basically homeless. I didn't have anything. So I came here as a 12-year-old, and I didn't play. I worked my ass off, as they say, to get what I want to be, to get that SAT score, to get in that football team. I sacrificed all of that, and now it was like I didn't have nothing. That's how scary it was. It was dark. A week later, the school that I was really counting on, MIT, they was trying to recruit me for football. I guess they heard I was injured, they rejected me. Rice rejected me. It was the darkest day of my life. But something in my heart made me believe. I kept believing. I kept fighting. I kept waking up every day and putting a smile on my face, going to school, only believing. I kept praying for all the scholarship I applied for, 26 of them. I just kept believing. And a month later, I received 2 letters that changed my life. The first letter said, "Congratulations, Mamadou Balde. You are a Terry Foundation scholar." That letter meant that I could go to any school in Texas, any school, most of the school in Texas for free. Another letter say, the second letter say, "Congratulations, Mamadou, you are a Gate Millennium Scholar." That letter meant I could go to any school in the United States for free. Guys, that's God. I came from the most confused kid in the nation, maybe the most confused kid in the nation with nothing. I didn't have any path. It was dark. I didn't know where I was going to end up. To a student that's worth $3 million in scholarship. Only God can do that. Faith is like the rungs of a ladder. As you stumble and fall, that's the only thing you have to hold on to. You have to believe that no matter how bad it gets or how bad it is, it's gonna pass. It didn't come to stay, it's gonna pass. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was hard. My life was hard, but guess what? Life is hard. That's just life. You may have witnessed it right now, or you may not, but it's gonna be hard. But I'm here to tell you that if you focus on those 5 characteristics, which is courage, perseverance, sacrifice, diligence, and faith, everything is possible. I want you to look at the person on your right and on your left, check their hand, and say you got what it takes to be whoever you want. For me, I hope just this is the beginning. This journey may be uncertain, but I don't just hope to succeed. I expect to succeed because I'm all in. When I start something, when I put my time into something, I'll put everything I have in it. So no matter how bad it gets, I'll make sure to land on my back. Because if I can look up, I can get it. This concludes my presentation. If you have any question, you may ask now. You can also email me. That's my email, if you have any question or any help. I may not have money or anything, but I believe I have something more. I believe I have something more that can help you get where you want to be. And also, if you want to have a question right now, you can ask me.
What motivates you now?
Everybody I have back at home. Everybody that's looking up at me. All of you that are here right now to support me. That's what motivates me.
When is your next event?
Soon.
When did you feel like you came back?
Huh?
When did you feel like you came back after, your knee injury and your uncle and your aunt?
When did I feel like I came back? I felt like I came back since the beginning. Because from the beginning I believed I was going to be here. I believed it was going to be okay. I had that faith.
Why you too?
It felt like home. Yeah, I came here during my 11th grade year And I had this camp, a business camp. It was all expense paid. It was a great experience. And also when I was looking for colleges, all other colleges, I didn't see most other colleges. And I also talked to the football coaches here. They told me that since I had a full ride, that I could come and work on for the team. So that's why I came here, to be able to play football and also keep those 2 scholarships. Because if I had went to out of state, I couldn't get one of them.
What goals are you striving for now?
Well, that's a good question. Right now, my biggest goal is to not regret the way I live. I want to make sure wherever I get, every day that passes, if I look back, I don't regret what I did yesterday. I want, whatever that happened later in life, I don't want to start saying, what if I did that? Or what if I was that? I want to make sure that I did everything I could do to get where I want to be. And if it doesn't work, that's just life. I have to keep believing. Good question.
What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? I have a lot of favorite books. Exodus. Anyone read that?
How do you spell that?
Exodus. E-X-O-D-U-S.
Oh, okay.
It's a book about migrating. It's a Jew about the Jews, about the war that happened in Berlin. Yes.
So what made you have this idea to be a motivational speaker? And how do you like it?
When I came here, after I did all my accomplishments and stuff in high school, it was fun that everybody respected what I did, that everybody thought that I was a good kid, that I was doing whatever I could do to get where I want to be. But I didn't feel that it was enough unless I bring some people with me. And I believe that since I'm here, this is the best way to do that. Yeah.
You and your family good?
Huh?
Are you and your family good now?
Yeah, after that gate came in. The thing is about, maybe it's our culture. In African family, it's very hard for them to say that I'm proud of you or I love you, but you could see in their eyes. They never say it, but you could see it.
Did you expect this many people to come? And what is your reaction or your feeling right now?
I'm very grateful for you all to come. I'm very grateful. I didn't expect many people to come, but this was my belief. Even if I was the only one here, I was going to at least practice. Okay, I think I'll let you go.